Jeff, thanks for sitting down with me.
My pleasure.
The theme of our annual leadership meeting this year is Revenue the Next Wave. What does that mean for Audience Science?
Well, I think that there have been many innovations in the online space, and we continue to innovate, and to the point of confusion at times. What I find relevant about revenue, obviously, is how do we create sustainable models that can provide value to consumers and to all of us in this business in the long term.
Digital media has transformed the consumer experience of information and content. What is next? What do you think is next?
Well, I think consumers are beginning to understand the value of relevancy. So with an understanding of what consumers' interests and our intent are, we can customize what they see both in terms of content and in advertising and create a much more relevant experience and improve all of their activities online.
If I'm a marketer and I know I need to increase my digital marketing spend because obviously consumers are spending more and more time online, what do you think the first thing I should think about is?
The Nirvana of online advertising is to make sure we have the capability as a measurable medium to understand exactly who you want to reach and to customize your message based on knowing who you want. So one of the most important things for a marketer is to really develop a comprehensive audience strategy that allows them to understand who the consumer is that they want to reach, to have the means to do that both through data and technology, and then to have the channels to reach those people in an appropriate way.
You're speaking here today about who owns the data, one of the most controversial issues facing the industry. What's most important in this debate from your perspective?
In terms of who owns the data, what I think is important is that there's a proliferation of data. There actually always has been. But what's happening now is that there's a lot of buying and selling of data going on. And there is data that's used in the financial transaction of advertising that may be built into that transaction and not necessarily broken out as a separate data business. This has been going on for a long time, and it's much more transparent now than ever before. And the value of data as part of your marketing program has exploded. So what we need to do is be much more clear about where that data originates and what the value proposition is and who has the right to be able to use it.
Can you tell us what you think is most important about the IAB's work?
The online space is really the Wild West. We hear a lot of people talk about that often. And because it is also a business where there is a low barrier to entry, many people can come in and enter the space at any time. And because of that, we've created an ecosystem, if you will, that allows for many different types of businesses, business models, and ways of doing business that are not controlled or guided by any group. So the IAB, to me, one of the most valuable functions that they provide is a way to put some parameters around all that, create guidelines, create some standards and some ways of doing business that will help all of our businesses by building trust with the business community and marketers.